Hey guys, this is Albert back again with another video. And in this one, I want to show you how to do high quality multicam HD sound live streaming. Um, and just so you guys know, I run worship live streaming from my basement, and so this is my control room, and I have the worship team sitting on the other side of the wall, and been doing this for several months now, and so picked up a lot of learning. So my hope is that this turns into benefit for some of you guys who may be running into the same issues. Okay, so at a high level, what I'm doing is my setup. This is how it looks like. So, like I said, the worship team sits on the other side, and there I have a couple of condenser microphones from Rode, and they're pretty high sensitivity. And I got electronic drum set. I have an acoustic guitar. I have electric and bass as well, and I have the piano. So there's a fair amount of instruments there. And so I captured all of that into the SQ7 mixer here, which is a digital mixer, just an awesome mixer from Allen and Heath. And I sent output from the mixer back into um, the space for the worship team to be able to hear themselves. And I'm using two different mixes. I'm using that one mix where the worship team can hear themselves, and in that process I had to mute some of the instruments to avoid feedback and stuff. And there is another mix that I create to send to my live stream audience, and so I'll show you how to do that over here. And the second mix that goes to the live stream audience, also I'm using my studio monitors, which is the Cali brand, just so that I can hear them myself before I live stream it. So that second mix output is shared between those two. And then the sound, the way I live stream the sound is it is sent to the Blackmagic 8M video switcher here. And I'll talk about this more maybe in a different video, but I think it's a pretty crappy device. It just makes it incredibly hard to work together with everything else. I don't know whether it's the tech team that is too dumb to understand how to make it work for the customer, or they're just too opportunistic. They want to buy things from other things from that company to be able to make this. But I won't rant about that over here. I'll talk about this somewhere in a different video. But unfortunately, there's nothing else that comes close to what this system provides, so kind of stuck with it. Anyway, the sound goes over here into this Blackmagic device, and the camera also feeds into this, and they get synchronized and they get sent to the AJA UTAP SDI. And what that is basically a combination of an up-down cross converter and a video capture device. Basically, it makes sure that it can convert your stream into a compatible live stream. And so then that goes into my Mac here. It could also go into my Windows machine, but I use my Mac most of the time. And on the Mac, I'm using both Zoom and OBS. Now there's other set of technical challenges there with Zoom, because it's audio processing. It's really it's pretty horrible for music, because it was mainly optimized for calls. And so if you must have heard how it sounds when you try to stream music. It's pretty horrible. And so then you get into the whole original sound configuration of Zoom, which has its own problems. So I tend to mute all of that stuff and just use OBS as my main platform that receives both the audio and video stream. And I share both of them, and I turn the Zoom audio mute, and then I just use the computer sound to share, and it just works out great. Okay, so that's at a high level how I'm doing it. Let's get down to the details. So, okay, so first off, like I said, on this mixer, I have all of the input coming in, all of the stuff from my worship team is in over there. And mix number one is what I use to send the output directly to the worship team. And I accomplished that by using the LR mix, which is the main mix. And this mix is hardwired to port number 11 and 12. So these two cables, port number 11 and 12, directly go into the speaker on the other end. And as you see here from the faders, what I have done is for the LR or the main mix, I just have the electric guitar, the drums, and the control room mic enabled. And the reason I'm doing that is because, like I said earlier, I want to have a custom mix for the worship team so that they can only hear what they want to hear. And at this point, if I, for example, if I enable the mics, they're pretty high sensitive mics, and so it may cause a feedback. So I tend to keep that off, and also because in the room they can hear themselves pretty well. And then I have the control room mic on so that I can speak from here and they can listen to me from the other end. So that's the mix number one, and I can play with this the way I want, and so that will not impact the live stream audio at all. So that's the mix number one. The mix number two, which is this, I just select it, and as you see, the whole the fader configuration has changed over here. And this mix number two is the mix that I send to my live stream audience. And so you have several mixes here. This is, I think, like 8 mixes, and this is SQ7, but any digital mixer would give you the same thing. You should be able to select which mix you want. And so here I come. In the beginning, what I do is I make sure the gain settings are okay and that none of them are peaking and they're pretty healthy. And after that, for the gain settings are same, by the way, for all the mixes. And what changes is there's the fader configuration. And so here you see I have just, these are all recallable because it's digital. And that's the output I have. That's the configuration I have for my live stream audience. And so what I want to do now is send that mix to in 2 different places. One is to my studio monitors, and the other is to the Blackmagic switcher. And the way I've done that is I've plugged in 2 XLR cables from my 2 studio monitors, and I'm using, if you can see here, if you go to IO, you select this tab. Okay, so you select the IO tab, and if you see for mix number one that I was talking about earlier, the main mix, it is set to port number 11 and 12, is pre-configured. And for mix number two, what I do is I say, which is aux1 is my mix number 2, I say that send it to port number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 is where I've plugged in my studio monitors, and 3 and 4 is where I've plugged in the XLR cables for the switcher. And so it's down there. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can see it here. There are 4 XLR cables down there. That's sending the out. So even before I live stream, I listen to it on my studio monitors. Once it sounds good, then I turn that off, and then I come over here onto the switcher. And so the switcher, you can see those 2 XLR cables receiving its sound from the mixer, and these are the 2 HDMI ins for 2 cameras. And so at this point I got both audio and video coming in. You can see the output from camera, both the audio and video coming in into the switcher. Now one thing you may run into is that you may not be able to hear audio, or this meter may not go on. And the reason for that is you need to really ramp up, dial up the audio, the fader on your mixer. And if that is also short, just turn this up. It will go up to like 6 decibels, and that is generally enough. Okay, so once I get this over here, the audio and video both get synchronized. I don't have to make any custom changes, although there may be like some frames or some milliseconds worth of disconnect, and there are different videos that show how to fix that. And once that happens, then I send it to this device, as I mentioned before. Now, one of my major frustrations with Blackmagic was that before this device, I had to have a separate up-down cross converter and a separate capture device, and they both, you had to make sure that you configure and custom set it up. And then after that, I had to have a dongle that would send the output from that to the Mac, because it was running off of a USB 3.0, and they were not, so there's a lot of hassles. The long story short is just this device is really awesome. I mean, you just get it and it just works. So this one is the SDI to HDMI. So you have the outgoing from SDI into this, and it figures everything out, and then it sends the output out from here, which is going into my Mac. And so that is the Mac screen that you can see. Let me go to OBS. Oops, yeah, that's the main screen. So you can see I have the camera one over there. I can obviously have more camera. I can keep switching between them. And then I have a PowerPoint presentation there that's being also broadcasted. So what you want to do here is that if you want OBS to control your sound, which I highly recommend, go down to this audio input capture into this section and go to advanced audio properties. This is the key part. So you want to go this audio input capture device that you have added. Make sure you select monitor and output. This will make sure that that OBS is able to broadcast the sound as well. And then you can also increase the volume here, or you can add filters to increase the volume too. So that's what you do with OBS. And then after that, I go to Zoom, and in Zoom, let's see. So this is Zoom here, and in Zoom, I just say for audio settings. Oops. See, I go to Zoom and I say for audio settings, just mute this. And then instead of audio from here, I just say share computer sound. That's all I got to do. So if I do that, you don't have to deal with all this nonsense with Zoom audio, because one, you have to make sure that you are selecting not the default mic, but the actual audio input device into Zoom. And then second, you have to remember to turn the original sound on. And even if you do that, I've seen sometimes this is so frustrating that when you stop streaming and you come back to it, suddenly the Zoom configuration goes back to original, which means original sound is not on, and you don't realize, and you start playing, and then you cannot find that icon which turns the original sound to on. So I would say just stay away from it. Just suppress, and there I think my sense is that they probably have a really crappy audio compression algorithm running in the background that creates this default poor sound quality. So you can bypass all that stuff and just go and share computer sound. And once you do that, then you're still not done. At that point, what you have to do is say share screen. And once you share, I pick this OBS. Now for OBS, I'm not sharing the default screen here. So let me go back to OBS. And what I've done is I have selected, let me just cancel this thing first. This is the default output, but what I've said is I've just gone to, I've set it up with the widowed projector mode, which basically will mean that you can, you don't have to show all this stuff to your audience, and the actual full screen is running at the back. So I go here and I say share my screen. And so when I share the screen, this thing shows up and I share it. And so now it is being shared. So you can now see all of your cameras coming in. You can use a switcher to switch them from whichever camera to whichever camera. A few more tips, the PowerPoint presentation there again. Just if you want to make sure that you are able to display the entire thing properly, just go to the slideshow section over here, which is, let me see if I can suppress this, and then go here and then to slideshow, make sure you set up the slideshow. You select this option, browse by an individual, so it will not take up the full screen. And then if you go to just cancel this, and then if you go and turn this thing on, oops, let me see if I can do it from here. Let me just see, let's see. Okay, so there you go. So I turn it on, and then now, you know, whatever I change, you can see it back on the OBS screen. It's being shared via Zoom. So, you know, that's mostly it. What I've also done is so that the worship crew can see and hear themselves, I have attached an HDMI cable. I have a TV on the other end, and I've basically said mirror my display so they can see. And because the television is the medium that they're using, they can also hear the sound coming from the other end when anybody has to speak. So this way it becomes pretty interactive. And what I normally do is that I use a separate laptop so that I can log in as an audience and I can get first-hand input of how the sound is coming across, and I connect that to my JBL here. So I basically am able to respond quickly for any changes I need to make. Okay, so that is how I have done this, and I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. So my hope is that you can use some of my learnings to improve your own setup. Alrighty folks, thanks for watching, and happy live streaming.